Hey guys, I just wanted to get on here and hopefully make this quick. Last time we talked about the fixed versus the growth mindset in the last video. And today I want to talk about the false self, okay? If you remember in the fixed versus growth mindset video, the boy talked about having that sort of inner voice of negativity that comes in and says, you're not good enough, or you can't do that. Whenever, maybe we're trying something new or we're trying something that's hard or whatever the case may be. And there's actually a phenomenon that psychology has coined false self, okay? And what the false self is it's essentially something that happens in response to trauma, and it happens at an early age in childhood. What I see it as is essentially we change our expectations of ourselves so that we're not let down. And we also do the same for others. But that internal dialogue begins to change from that I can do it mindset to I don't have this. And along with that come all of these voices. And sometimes it may be that in your own mind, you hear your mother telling you can't do that, or you hear a friend that, or an acquaintance or a fellow coworker. It's when you hear these things, you might hear their actual voice in your mind. We are capable of so much, especially when we put our mind to things. So let's try to shed off that false self and let's re-embrace our true self. The one that God instilled in us, in that inner place, in the mother's womb, whenever He spoke us into existence. Let's remember that we are eternal beings at our heart. And if we can accept that, and if we can shut out the lie of I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or I'm not pretty, or I'm too fat, or I'm too skinny, or I'm too this or too that, or I'm not this and I'm not that. Just shut it all off. It will take effort. You have to be mindful. When the thought comes in, recognize it. Come to recognize it. When you recognize that you are having one of those internal dialogues that are not in your best interest or the best interest of others, I will also say as a caveat. But when you do that, when you have that inner dialogue happening, a light should go off and you should just say, no more, get behind me, Satan. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not having that. So going forward, try to practice that. At first, you won't recognize it as much. And then you'll recognize, oh man, I am so negative toward myself. Like, you're going to come to recognize there's so much negative internal dialogue that regards you. And then you'll be able to start shutting it out. And then next thing you know, you'll be back to, wow, I don't really, there's not as much as there used to be. We're getting better. So remember, you're not there yet, but you're going to be. So start paying attention to those thoughts. Start paying attention to those internal dialogues that are not in your best interest. And let's just keep moving forward.